The givers have to learn to set limits because the takers don't have any. And they'll sit there and they'll act cute and innocent and shy and humble and act like they don't know what's going on. And all they're doing is taking. Not just material things, but your energy.
If you're trying to help and it doesn't work, then stop helping. If you're offering something and it's not taken, you have to stop offering the hand, because there's no other solution. If someone who is sinking has their hands around your neck and is pulling you down, you're not obligated to drown with them. And sometimes that means in people's lives, for example, that they have to leave their family members behind. You know, there's a rule too, if you're a lifeguard. I'll save you, but that doesn't mean you get to drown me while I'm doing it. And if it's you drown or both of us drown, it's you drown. And that's wisdom. That's not cruelty.
Let's go. It's a celebration. Let's go. It's on. It is on. 3 is back. Let me turn this trash off. 3 is back. Let's get it up nice and close and comfortable. What we got here? Yes, sir. There we go. Now we're gonna celebrate this Eagles victory. And the wind the win was a nice win because what it did was it tested the Philadelphia Football Eagles' mental toughness and the ability to overcome. That's what it did. Alright? So in the future, hopefully when they get punched in the mouth, alright, it won't faze them at all. But here's the thing. Because I will enjoy this win yesterday. I will enjoy the win today from yesterday. But here's the thing. A.J. Brown is the dumbest fucking football player on the planet. I've been watching this guy since he's been with the Eagles. This dude, because first of all, he's selfish. And I get it, right? But he's fucking stupid, bro. The dude has no awareness of what's going on. Last week, alright, he stayed in bounds in the last minutes of a drive when he should have went out of bounds. This week, he goes out of bounds when he should have stayed in bounds. I mean, and partially it's because he's a dumbass football player. And don't get me wrong, I know he's talented. I know he's good, but he's dumb. He's good, but he's dumb. All right? But the other thing is, the coaching staff, they got to communicate to this fucking guy and to everybody else to not go out of bounds in the last drive. That overtime should have never happened. All right? The overtime should have never happened. But it all starts with that goof, A.J. Brown. Because he catches the ball, he runs down the field, and because he's a dumb, selfish player, he tries to get as many yards as possible, but then he runs out of bounds, stopping the clock. And there was like 1 minute and 48 seconds left, and Washington still had 2 timeouts left. What you do is you stay in bounds, you goof, and you let the clock run down, and or you force Washington to use a timeout. All right, so he runs out of bounds, stops the clock. Now Washington has 2 timeouts left. And then that wasn't good enough. So he tops it off by catching a touchdown, all right, and then taunting the other player. Now I know it was a ticky-tack call because the referees, again, they keep topping themselves every week, calling more dumber and dumber plays. So I get the referees who are just making dumb calls all game. And that taunting call was just cheesy. But AJ, you gotta stop being selfish and stupid and understand that you don't give the referees even an opportunity to flag you there. What you do is you go dance in the end zone for 20 minutes. That's what you can do. Okay? So he gets the taunting call, and instead of Elliott being able to kick it out of the end zone, the guy runs it back almost all the way to the 40. All right? Giving Washington a good field position. All right? So at this point in the game, Washington has 1 timeout left, right? Because they used it up in the last drive. So they have 1 timeout left, which should not even be there if A.J. Brown would have just stayed in bounds. So they got 1 timeout left, and because of A.J. Brown, Washington has the ball on the 40 instead of the 25. And of course, they run it down the field. When the Eagles get that sack, they should have no timeouts left. And then it doesn't go into overtime, and then there's no scare. So A.J. Brown, get your shit together. And coaching staff, get your shit together. You got to recognize this stuff while the game's going on. You got to calm these players down, call timeout, say, listen, jackasses. All right, you know the refs are calling ticky-tack stupid calls. All right, let's not do anything to provoke them. All right, that's what you got to do. You got to tell your players to help run the clock down. Stop fucking throwing the ball because incompletes do what? Yeah, they stop the clock. So it's just a series of dumbass fucking situations that need not happen. All right, so that pissed me off. I was fired up. I was fucking losing my shit yesterday. It would have been a whole different video. This would have been a whole different video had they lost that game. But Washington stinks. Again, I'm not the type of person that blames referees for anything. All right, like if the referee blows a call, which they usually do in the last second of the game, causing one or the other team to lose, like I'm not the type of guy to blame the referees because you had all game to win it and not even let it get that close. But when you have a crew like yesterday's crew, just making bad call after bad call, ticky-tack calls throughout the whole game, then you have a little bit of right to complain. They were just terrible. Terrible. But anyway, this fucking necklace. But anyway, A.J. Brown, such a selfish, dumbass player. Someone's got to recognize this shit and get in a huddle and say, listen, jackasses, let's run the ball. Let's run the clock down. Stay fucking in bounds. No stupid ass fucking penalties. That's what you got to do. You got to recognize this shit. It was the butterfly effect, right? It all started when A.J. Brown ran out of bounds to stop the clock. That's why that game was as close as it was, because it shouldn't have been. Anyway, now that that's out of my system. Yeah, how's everybody doing? Oh, by the way, Miami Dolphins, how'd you like that? How'd you like that beatdown? All right, that's all I'm going to say about that. Hey, the Dolphins fans that watch my video, they know who I'm talking to. All right, calm down, Miami. You do the same thing every year. You win the first 3 games, and then you shit your big boy diapers, and then you don't make the playoffs. So calm down till the end of the season. All right, how about getting through your conference before you start calling out the best team in the league, the Philadelphia Football Eagles? All right, stay in your lane. Your division is a little stacked there. You could lose any of those division games. All right, even though the Jets stink. But the Jets are who they are. They do the same thing every year as well. Wait a minute, the Patriots stink too. But you got a big dog in your division called the Bills. They had to teach you a lesson, choke you up, choke you out, and make you lay on your back and show your underbelly, just like the Philadelphia Eagles do to the Giants. The only difference is they had to force you on your back and force you on your belly. The Philadelphia Football Eagles, as soon as East Rutherford sees them, they just automatically do it. They just roll over and they show their underbelly. That's what they do. Anyway. It's going to be a good day. Everybody celebrate this game. I got the proper number 12. I got a lot of things going on today. If you know me, hit me up. I might entertain you in my DMs. Anyway, Alpha 3 is out. Now, send it.